With the success of my Screech family tree video, I might as well make another video going over a family tree about another entity, and today that is exactly what I'm doing. You see, much like how Screech has a family tree which lists all the entities related to it, Seek has one too, and their family tree is even larger than Screech's. In fact, there's even some overlap between the Seek and Screech family trees, believe it or not, and we'll be getting more into that later in the video. So today, in this video, we'll be looking at the entire family tree of Seek in Roblox stores. I don't want to waste any more of your time, so with all of that being said, let's begin. Alrighty, so much like with the Screech family tree, for this family tree, Seek isn't the first member we are going to talk about. Well, at least the version we are most familiar with. You see, something crucial you should understand about Seek is that the humanoid figure seen in the chase sequences isn't Seek, at least not the full version of him. Seek, in reality, is a giant mass of black goop, able to mold itself into any shape it sees fit. This goop can distribute itself as well as infect other beings or objects to turn them into black goop. So, this means that the first member of the Seek family tree is this giant mass of black goop, as it is the base for quite literally everything related to the entity, and the closest thing to this in-game is Damn Seek. Now, Damn Seek, aka True Seek based on the game's files, is the Door 200 boss, and they are the most rudimentary version of Seek. Damn Seek, at its core, is just a giant pile of black goop, and given how most of the members of this family tree are just variations of this one entity, they are at the top of the family tree. Now, as you might have seen from the family tree image I created, almost all the members on this list come directly from Damn Seek, and I'll be discussing them in order from least interesting to most interesting. The first two members on this list, besides Damn Seek, I want to discuss, are also the most harmless, those being Seek Eyes and Seek Paintings. Both of these can be encountered during Seek's Crescendo, and their only purpose is to alert the player that Seek themselves is going to spawn soon. In terms of lore, Seek Eyes are just very small amounts of the black goop on the walls, not enough to cause any real harm. Seek Paintings, on the other hand, are paintings which have been infected by the goop, and this means that they used to be normal paintings, but they are slowly being converted into just the black goop. Still, much like the Seek Eyes, Seek Paintings are also harmless to the player. Next up, we have Humanoid Seek, aka just Seek. This is the most well-known member of the family tree, and that is because they appear the most, and they are probably the most hostile out of everyone. When encountered, Humanoid Seek will chase the player down for several rooms, and the player must dodge obstacles and outrun this entity in order to survive and progress with the game. Humanoid Seek in terms of lore is just a decent amount of black goop which takes the appearance of a humanoid figure. There really isn't much to say about this guy that you probably don't know, so I guess we can move on. In the final room of Seek's chase sequence in the hotel, as well as at room 200, players can encounter Seek hands. These, as their name suggests, are the black goop molded in the shape of giant hands. During Seek's chase sequence, these will attempt to grab you and drag you out of the windows. However, in room 200, they'll attempt to smack you whilst you are traversing through the various platforms. Overall, they really aren't much of a threat, but they can be quite difficult if you aren't paying attention. Moving on, our next member of the family tree is Seek Sludge. This is kind of like a mix of Damn Seek and Seek Hands, only it is a lot smaller. Seek Sludge appears in I think the second phase of room 200, and they will move around the giant lake of goop attempting to grab onto the platform you are standing on. They are just an amalgamation of the goop, hence why it is referred to as sludge rather than anything significant. Still, it is pretty cool to see. Lastly, the final member of the family tree, at least in terms of just variations of Damn Seek, is Seek Worm. Seek Worms are blobs made of the black goop molded into the shape of a worm. They will appear in the final phase of the Room 200 boss fight, where they launch themselves towards the player in an attempt to eat them. Personally, I find this one to be the most interesting variation of Seek, as their design is pretty cool. Anyways, that was it for members of the family tree that are just Seek, but like I said in the beginning of this video, there is some overlap with the Grumble family tree, so I guess we can discuss that now. Our next member is Screech. I went in depth about how these entities are related to Seek, but for this video all you need to know is that Screech is just a Seek-infected giggle. Seek's black goop is essentially a parasite to Giggles, and it takes control of their bodies if they come into contact with it. Additionally, Screeches appear to be able to infect other Giggles to turn them into Screeches, meaning the black goop poses a significant threat to the Giggle species. Finally, the last member of our family tree isn't really in the game yet. You see, at the end of Floor 2, we see the Queen Grumble become infected by Seek, and as you probably know, Grumbles are adult Giggles. So, seeing how a Seek-infected Giggle is a Screech, a Seek-infected Grumble is something a lot worse. This infected queen is the final member of the Seek family tree, and although we don't know what they look like, we can assume they'll probably appear as a boss in Floor 3, and I'm pretty excited to see that. Anyways, that was the entire Seek family tree in Roblox stores. Let me know in the comments what you think of this topic, and with all of that being said, thank you all for watching and I hope you enjoyed.